Hi there. Right on time indeed, like you were 1 minute early. Oh, I see. So I've played quite a bit from since last stream. Chiefly, so if you were there, last stream I was having trouble clearing this dungeon. So I switched to casual mode halfway through and clear like that. But since then I have actually finished it in rogue mode off stream. The game actually keeps separate track of how far you've made it in casual mode versus rogue mode, which is fun. In that case, it's 451 for both, since I cleared it in both difficulties. But normally, if you're gonna revisit a dungeon to farm or something, it's better to just go for casual mode. So I've decided that from now on, I'm gonna do like this. I'll turn rogue mode back on. I'll try every first attempt in a new dungeon will be in rogue mode. And if I die, I switch to casual mode. That way we don't risk spending too long in one single dungeon. But we also don't completely throw out the actual stakes that rogue mode has. Also, I have just this one party member with me because I wanted to show her off first. Purple Witch is an elf monster girl and she's probably the quirkiest party member I've gotten so far. But to show what she can do, it's better to do it in isolation. So I'll take her to the first dungeon briefly. Yeah. So one skill that she has is that she can pick up staff items off the floor and use them. So I haven't tested it too much, it might be difficult to make her do what I want. But if I drop this tornado staff on the floor and wait a bit, she picks it up. And now if she's in the range of an enemy, she uses the staff. Whatever ability this staff has, she can make use of. If it's an offensive staff, she uses it at enemies. If it's a buff staff, she uses it on either you or your other party members. I'll try to get more enemies to spawn. Yeah, the tornado staff doesn't do a lot of damage, it just serves to knock enemies back. Also, you may have noticed that she has unlimited uses. Even though it says tornado staff 3, like there's 3 uses left, it doesn't go down as she keeps using it. The only downside is that it resets on every new floor, so you lose the staff and she can't use it anymore every time you finish a floor. Also, this works even with unidentified staff staves, she still knows how to use them, all the same. I actually had to remove the red mark that my shield had. It had a passive that made it reflect magic bullets, which was great against enemies, but it meant that she cannot buff me. Because anytime she tried to buff me, the projectile would come back to her. And I would just lose SP, because it costs SP to reflect a bullet. So she was just inadvertently draining my SP. So that's the chance to find another better red mark for my shield later. Back to the actual plot. Also, I've strengthened my equipment quite a bit. My sword is maxed out at 36. My shield can still go up to plus 30, so it's not far away. If the weapon already has a red mark, you can't add anymore. Every weapon can only have one red mark, in this game at least. Don't know about transferring red marks in the second game. And I have a shield grimoire. I actually got a couple more swords in the meantime, including those two, who also have red marks. So this one can shoot a projectile if you're at full health. Say fireball that hits a single target and deals half your damage. It's good, but not too reliable since it only works when you're at full HP, which in the harder dungeons you won't be most of the time. And this has a really good mark. It attacks twice. I'd say it's almost as good as the Tree Slash. I almost considered switching to this as my main sword, but I think this is still slightly better because the Tree Slash also lets you hit enemies from the corner in a corridor, which you can't normally do. Also, I just recently noticed that this sword is the same that the gargoyle uses. Right next to me. Are we on rogue mode? So to decide what party I take into the next dungeon. Now that I can take 4 of them. So my setup this time will be Moth Girl, because of course, always gonna be in my party as long as I can take her. The Hecate I recruited in the last dungeon. The Purple Witch I just showed off. And for the next dungeon, at least I decided not to take the Dark Dragon, which I also recruited last stream. I've tested her for a bit, and I think she makes the game too easy. She has a 40 damage projectile, which she can shoot from anywhere on the map. And when I tested her, she was like killing alpha monsters before I could even walk up to them from off screen. So while I'm not having too much trouble, I'll avoid her for a bit. Instead, I'm taking this one. It says Rich, but I'm pretty sure she's meant to be a Lich with an L. She is the stronger variant of a vampire monster, which I haven't seen. Probably because I did the dungeons in out of order. Probably why I was having such a rough time as well. So the next dungeon. Is the Crystal Cave. Remember to hit the identification buff. I don't know why my model seems to be dropping frames. I don't think it's a problem with the stream because the game is still at normal speed. Don't think I have anything weird open in VTube Studio either. I had the options open, don't know if that changes anything. Or maybe it's just in OBS Studio, it might be normal for you. So rogue mode, and yeah, this one has only 6 influres. The opposite Demon Ram which I did last time had 50. Produces many staffs, so the purple witch will come choose here. Oh, I have no bracelet. Also plenty of crystals. Oh yeah, a lot of crystals. So bad there's no point in destroying this game, at least so far. In MGMA 2, you collected materials from crystals that you use to make furniture and other things. But this game does away with materials entirely, at least it seems so far. Oh, here's another thing I can show off, which I had neglected up to this point. Persuasion. So if you meet the requirements to befriend a monster, like when the gold star shows up above your head, if you don't want to recruit them, you can instead select to persuade, which makes them leave without a fight, but to still gain experience, as if you had killed them. It's usually not worth it, because most monsters are a bit annoying to befriend. But the other way you can persuade a monster is if she's charmed. Which if you have a succubus monster in your party, you can do pretty often. So this dungeon has regular pathways, but you can shortcut through the crystals. Also, I've toggled an option which skips the dialogue line when one of your monsters levels up. Has become a bit too pace breaking. Oh, and if you persuade enough monsters in a floor or a dungeon, your reputation increases, which makes it easier to recruit other monsters. Also, we are halfway through already. 8 of 16 floors. Oops. I was a little careless with the weaker monsters from previously. Yeah, I thought I'd need her staff using ability here, but it's not a very difficult dungeon. Also, even if this dungeon was difficult, there are plenty of healing crystals around, so it will rarely be at real risk. Oh, if you find one of those traps that pushes you, you can use it to farm love level. Because you can have it knock you into your party members if they stay in place. Like this. I don't need it because they're all maxed out though. Give me a second, there's a bot in the chat. She left to attack another adventurer. That implies I'm not the only human in the universe, which is not made very clear in the plot, I think. And that was Crystal Cave, half an hour. Didn't even last long enough for the identification buff to run out. Next one. So she said it's stuff chose a staff in the next dungeon, which I don't know what that actually entails. I'll still bring the purple witch because she didn't get to do anything just now. For the first attempt at least. So you're in the way. That elf probably. Maybe. Oh wait. So what she was saying was you can't bring in items. I wonder if it applies to equipment as well. Store all items in money, but you can take your friends, so it's the opposite of the opposite demon realm. And third room floor, so it's also a lot shorter. Yeah, no equipment either. So I can't even run away if I need, because I don't take a returned Grimoire. A pickaxe, why not? Don't have anything else. After you clear the first tower, it plays like an ending sequence, but the game still goes on. There are several dungeons. Right now I'm ingredient hunting. Also, these post-tower dungeons each has a gimmick. In this one I couldn't bring any equipment along. That included my equipment. This one has 30 floors, so it's as long as the tower dungeon. You're welcome. Oh, the pickaxe breaks crystals in a single swing. And they're made to break rocks, so they're probably pretty durable as weapons. Another pickaxe. Also should probably check what happens if you use a staff in this dungeon. So far at least it's normal. A +1 club is actually weaker than the pickaxe. Having no shield is pretty tough. I'm taking way more damage than I used to. I might die to a werewolf if I'm not careful. I forgot she had her skills disabled. Other than using staffs from the floor, she can use Swift and Teleport at any time. And because I turned it on now, she'll keep using it on my party all the time. Yeah, should probably only turn that on when I need it. And you eat the garlic? I think I'm out of healing fruit at least, so I have to wait around 5 minutes to restore my HP. Oh right, I don't have my healing skill because of the shield. Also, I think she just tried to cast teleport on that monster, but I was in the way, so it hit me. Usually when I split off from my party, I worry about them getting killed. But this time it's the opposite. I'm much weaker than my party members. Actually, I think there's one thing I could be doing all this time. Doesn't seem like it works. I was thinking since I'm weaker than my allies, I could try pushing them in front of main corridors, so I don't have to fight the monsters that come up. Yeah, like this, but it's a bit finicky. Plus, I think I have one of the Lich's skill disabled. Yeah. Oh, I can't toggle it because your love level is not full. Also, the witch picked up a Dispel Staff, which she won't stop casting on. Oh, pushing your friends uses up SP for 1 per tile. That's why mine was running off so fast. So this is not very viable. Also, just like she does as an enemy, the Lich can summon Batgirls. Also, I think I'll change their tactics to run after enemies, because they are probably not in danger. Not more than me, at least. I'll have just the Moth keep following me. Oh wait, she still has that stuff? Could start to run out of their best one for. Sure, that works. Oh, so magic bullets don't go as far. Not a huge problem. What just happened? Oh, I forgot I'm not charm immune anymore. I mean, it would be much worse to write a comment in your TV with your remote controller. Oh wow, the exit is right over there. As far as possible from where I spawned. There's a forge, but it's not gonna be useful now. I was saying over halfway through and I haven't found a shield yet. Maybe they just don't spawn in this dungeon. This must be the checkpoint. No shields in the shop either. I'll step away for a little bit. I'll be back in a minute. See you then. I'm back. My model was freaking out in VTube Studio because it had lost track of me. The witch has taken hold of a knockback staff, but she has no awareness to avoid friendly fire. I do really like how diverse the fruit teams are in this game, and there are usually several of them in each single dungeon. Oh, she suddenly can walk once she's under charm. I try not to let her die this time. I wonder if whether she can use a zero use stuff. Sure. And she becomes a really potent healer. Gotta go rescue the Hecate since the witch has just teleported her away. She can just create a couple more for free. The bats actually deal decent damage for a expendable familiar. And even if they don't, they at least serve as meat shields. Also, they can inflict confusion on enemies. And because the Lich is a tier 2 vampire variant, she summons tier 2 Batgirls. Yeah, there was just one way left to go. The charm skill is basically a one shot if when you think about it. Hider. This one has an AoE confusion. That's gonna get annoying. Yeah, this game looks very nice in general, especially for an indie. A 3D indie nonetheless. Oh, that's a brand new monster. And she relies on your reputation to befriend, which I'm not sure how good mine is. Actually don't remember where you can check it. Oh, right there. In the bottom left. Middle left, I mean. Mine is not high enough. Oh, and she has a sweeping strike like my main sword. Monsters are starting to get pretty dangerous. Also, I'm getting hungry and have no food items to speak of. Not even a fruit. Why do you hate the Dark Elves specifically? That's suspect. I do wonder how the Dark Elf fares as a party member. I was switching to POV to try to find a crystal to reflect the fuel stuff off of. Alright, when it's daytime and during a floor like this, you can actually see everywhere, even where the enemies are. Especially useful in a dangerous floor, so you can go in prepared. Gotta be very careful now. There's a heal crystal, but it's way over there. Actually, that's a chance to try out something. I think I'm perfectly lined up with that green crystal. But if I use a staff from over here... Oh, actually works. So if you can line yourself up with a crystal, even if it's like in another room, and there's no wall between you and the crystal, you can actually reflect the heal staff into yourself. Good to keep in mind. Okay, this is probably the final floor team. Also, I got a any edible I find now, because I'm about to starve. That's a new were-rabbit variant. Oh, forgot. Oh, this is a pretty rare pickup. This is a magic ball which you can use to permanently increase one stat on one monster girl by one. Yeah, I did find a few of them when I was playing off stream. I used all of them in the moth girl. Don't know if it shows it here. Don't know if there's a limit either of how many you can use in one monster girl. Speaking of which... Oh, she wants to turn around. Okay, I couldn't get a good look at her. Give me a second. That's the second one we meet. Not sure if I can befriend this one. She needs a bracelet which costs at least 5,000 gold. I have no clue how many these are worth. Oh, that works. I'll have her replace the first map for now. And now I have to desperately prevent her from dying right at the end of the dungeon. Also, I haven't checked her skill set. Oh, instead of inflicting confusion, she can heal you. That's pretty good. Another thing I neglected to do before, if you think your monster is about to die and she has at least 3 hearts, you can disband her and that will send her back to the village. But if she dies and you haven't registered her before, she just leaves for permanently. Sign out of SP. I'll lose a HP with every step now. There are only 3 floors left at least. Oh, she doesn't straight up heal you, she casts an area that will heal a little bit every turn. And my witch just poisoned my Hecate as a friendly fire. Yeah, I'll have that. Also, she says there's something worth 8,000 gold on the floor. Probably this bracelet. Yes. Guessing by the value, this is probably a good effect, so hold on to it. Yeah, it seems every moth variant will have a different area of effect spell. This one has a cast an area that inflicts confusion if an enemy uses anything other than her normal attack. And this one casts a gradual healing area. I believe there are 2 more variants, that's for every monster. I was waiting for the next floor, because when with a magic bread, it has a random additional effect. This one just revealed the monster positions. And now I should probably send her back. We are on the final couple floors, so I can probably drop my heal staff and let my witch be a healer. Yes, but this game did away with the MP, so they had to change it. Oh, she can't tell that we are in the chaotic floor, so she keeps trying to cast it from long range. As you can see in the log, this just raised my reputation. Probably too late to recruit a Reaper though. Oh, now I'm finding plenty of food. And by this point we can guess this dungeon is hard-coded to not spawn any shields, and only bad weapons. Oh, there was a muff in this barrel. Right. I was gonna say here's a good sword after I just said there are no good weapons in this dungeon, but it was a fox. Final floor, I think. There's the exit, but there's a natural silver vine, which I can probably use it to recruit one of those purple cathedrals. So I'll try to do that first. Only I had a Teleknosis Screamer. Oh right, I forgot to check on that. So in the dungeon I did last stream, there was also a keyhole on the last floor. I did not bring a magic key with me, but I have, I think 3 of them in the warehouse. So I'll come back here later to open this. I did not check if the Crystal Cave dungeon had a keyhole on the last floor. Oh, wait, that bat just died to a cat girl, but I don't know where she was. No, this is a purple fox. I had no clue where she was. Okay, now we can leave. Whatever this is the Alpha Elixir. My module seems to be acting up again. I wonder if I can refresh the spell capture to fix this. Never done this before though. Oh, this was the expensive bracelet from earlier. And it's a good effect indeed. Not really. It keeps going on enough. So the final material. Change my vibe. Five party members at once is gonna be chaotic. Okay, so next dungeon is probably gonna be the most difficult, so I'm not holding back anymore. Oh yeah, the new Moth Girl. I gotta say, I still prefer the color palette of the first one by a long shot, but the second one has the better skill. 5 party members though, so I can probably just take both, why not? As for the 3 remaining slots, I will now bring out the Dark Dragon. He said it's somewhere in this village, but not specifically where. And I've recruited so many monster girls that it's hard to tell who's an NPC and who's one of my party members. And my shield is maxed out now. Not here either. Maybe it's inside the building. Oh, she does have a very big house. Not here though. She's just the insurance NPC. Yeah, I actually lost trigger hunting now. Actually, the relevant monsters usually have a unique name, like these two. So if it has a generic name, it's probably not the informant I'm looking for. Actually, hey, wait a minute. I can change it to display less or more residents. So that should make it a little bit easier. And I exit and leave and re-enter the village. It's not with Coco already. Oh, it's this one. Or not. Oh, this is just another type of synthesizing. I'll look into it later. I thought it would be this type who hasn't done anything so far. But nope. We might be stuck for the rest of the stream in this. Don't think this game has a walkthrough either. Yeah, I am going all over the place. I haven't missed anything here, have I? It's not in my house either. I have spoken to every regular NPC. Can't go inside this house. I wonder if saints inside the village is a mistranslation. Oh, might be this. Actually never seen this corner. It only has 7 floors, but every floor is a monster house. Okay, so this is a Colosseum type dungeon. I'll just get a food buff. And get stock up on Grimoires. Alright, forgot to register the new monsters. I'll not grab everything, because if I die I lose all of it. Also, if I fail here, I'll try to bring the witch on the second attempt. Because here spamming Swift is probably gonna be pretty good here. So this dungeon has a weird filter going on. Nothing's restricted. The floor is probably full of traps. Charm is also gonna help a lot here. Charming the final monster counts as a kill. Also, all grimoires are bad items. You can't persuade monsters either. I'll need the Artemis to stick close to me because she's significantly weaker than the rest of the party. Because I just befriended her. Oh, this is a different layout. Actually, I think this is just a village, but as a dungeon floor. Batgirl's really pulling weight in here. You mean the boss? I'm not sure. I don't think you could in the original game that this is a remaster of, but it might be different here. Actually, I think she's in the monster book. Yeah, right at the end. Not very clear whether you can befriend her or not though. The fact they don't have the pink heart, which is when you already have a monster, implies that you may be able to. Because this NPC has a pink heart, but you can't. But she's not my party member. This may be just a sign that you can't recruit her. Those three don't have it, so they might be recruitable. Oh wait, I started with a bunch of allied NPCs for some reason. This is probably a great fluid to grind out your party's level on revisits. Oh, those are Jabberwocks. Now it's gonna get really difficult. I just had to use up my revival bracelets to get the Artemis back. I'm trying to save up these shooting star Grimmers to when I really need them, but we're only halfway through. That's different. Lord Tarte. And she has no monster book entry. The enemies seem easier than the last four. Yeah, this is a flashback sort of dungeon. Someone else's flashback. Wow, she deals 350 damage in a normal attack. I'll let my shield skill recover. And as you can see, the Batgirl familiars have no turn limit to the spawn. They last so for as long as they're alive. Oh, is this fur just made to wet all of my Grimoires? Because if so... Good thing I had those useless Grimoires to get wet, instead of the good ones. Flying in the first dungeon. I think you mean this one. If so, she just requires maximum love, so just give her a bunch of items. Not necessary healing ones. I've met 2 variants of her so far. Oh wait, no fight here either. Okay, so I've held on to all these good grimoires for nothing. Because the final 2 floors have no fight on them. It's like a mix of a green monster and a red minotaur. How does she know what those taste like? Hi there. Raise my big sister. The Artemis needs to uncap. One more dungeon. It looks so empty without my party members around. Like this village's population has increased tenfold after I arrived. Wonder how they cope with it. So whatever I have to do now is not clear again. Nothing new here. Don't think there's any new NPC. It did tell me to go adventuring for a while or something. So maybe I just have to go into a dungeon and leave. The sword just takes me to the same dungeon again. Hope I don't need to finish the dungeon, because that's gonna take a while. Even the easier ones. I think if I go to the 5th floor of this one, there's a chance to go back. Also, yeah, this is the experience of taking the Dark Dragon to a normal dungeon. She just snipes enemies before you can even see them. Yeah, right here. No holds barred. Oh, that's the mysterious adventure. So this dungeon was in the other MGMA game, and this is the post-game dungeon, so we're pretty much done with the main story. This one has like 1,000 furs or something. It's a absurdly large number. And the point of it is that the dungeon themes are random, and so are the monsters you find. You just go there, try to get as far as you can, mark your own checkpoints. And I guess that once you finish it, you might get something else. Also, there you'll probably find plenty of like unique items and new weapons. And all the other monster variants we haven't seen so far. So in the second game, you only got a checkpoint every 50 floors, which made it very difficult to make progress. Because remember, you go back to level 1 every time you revisit it. I never saw this assistant mechanic. I'll just try to toggle everybody and see what happens. I did mark all of them, but nothing seems different so far. I'll disable her fireball attack for a while, because we don't really need it right now. And it seems magic balls are much more common here because I already found 2 of them. This being like one final gigantic dungeon is probably like following the design of older dungeon crawlers. Because like the most traditional form of making a game like this is the entire game is just a single dungeon. It's very long and you have to like try it repeatedly until you can make it all the way through. Like keep the items and equipment between attempts until you can clear all of it. Newer dungeon crawlers seem to have like more of a plot. They often let you keep your level between attempts instead of resetting like this one does. And you have multiple smaller dungeons instead of one massive dungeon you have to do in one attempt. I do find it strange that we went through the entire main game and the ability to have your friends learn new skills has not come up so far. I wonder if it's just not possible in this game. No, I haven't found any sensei in this playthrough. Nor have I found ability items, because like in the other Mamoken game, there's this kind of item that increases a monster's stats, but there's also a blue spear that teaches a skill when you use it. Oh. Oh, that's gonna be easy. Just a meat grinder. By the way, Sensei is a mechanic in the sequel where you had those monster girls around a campfire I would occasionally find in a dungeon. Sometimes one of them would be a sensei that could teach one of her skills to one of your friends. Also doesn't seem like monster houses have any special reward. Not here at least. Because in the other game you could find this a special treasure chest inside a monster house, which would have a hat which you can keep in one of your friends. And it had a ton of different designs. Oops. Yeah, like this one. Occasionally, one of those monsters would be able to teach your party a skill. Never happened in this game though. Okay. So as I thought, every 5 floors the floor team changes, and it might be random every time. Also, the helper thing still hasn't come up. Well, you should know, some of species eat clothes, yes, but a lot of them, including the one I'm based on, do not eat at all. Like after they transform to an imago, that's the moth with the wings, the adult phase, they actually don't eat and just survive on what they accumulated as caterpillars. New flirt team again. Yeah, as I said, some moths do not eat after they reach the adult phase. And because there is no point in looking for food, they only exist for to fulfill one purpose. And I'll let you guess what that is. Also, I think I saw enough of this dungeon for today, since to work similarly to the one in the second game. Now I just want to check if I can come back to floor 16 after leaving, or if I have to reach a special checkpoint. This melt is not here anymore. Also, you can actually jump to the exact floor you stopped at. That's much better than the second game where you can only jump every 50 floors. I mean, every 50 floors you unlock the every 10th floor, in that order. But yeah. Oh, she has something new to say. Sixth party member? Final slot? Yeah. And no reserves, that's 6 at the same time. The kind of bad news though is that I think unlocking this final dungeon means I'm done with this game. Like, as I said, I haven't checked exactly how many floors it has. I think there are 1,000 of them. But even if it's not that much, it's still a massive number. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna play this dungeon off stream, make as much progress as I can. But on the stream I'll switch to a different game. Because progressing through this is plenty of busy work. The fact you can place a checkpoint on any floor is nice. But if I'm gonna stream me playing this dungeon and I stream just once a week, I could easily spend months on this one dungeon. So what I'm gonna do is, starting next stream, I'm gonna switch games. Not completely sure of what will be next yet. There's one game I have in mind, but I'll take some time to decide. It's not gonna be Monster Girls and the Mysterious Adventure 2, because this sequel looks and plays very similar to this one. If you've played as much as I have, you will notice some difference, but for a spectator it's gonna be like very similar, and it might get exhausting. So completely different game starting next stream. I'll probably come back to this one after I've made some progress in the post-game dungeon and it gets more interesting. I mean, if you look at the monster book, yeah, there doesn't seem to be a lot of monsters left to discover. Again, from what I've seen so far, this game does not bring monsters introduced in the non-remastered sequel. So it may actually have less monster girls. Also, let me enable the crowd of party members again. It goes up to 100. Yeah, that's a crowd. Model lagging again. Wait up. Okay, so I'm done with Mamoken. I'll come back to this one day. Don't know how long it will take. New game next stream. I'll let you know on Twitter once I decide what it will be. So, see you next week, same time slot. Thank you for watching. Had a lot of fun with this one. Oh, by the way, it's already like confirmed that there's a third game in the series in development. Until then, I'm probably gonna play the second game as well. Actually, really looking forward to the third one because I really like this series. Thank you for coming, everybody. See you next time.